Hi, I'm Joel Fetter with High Gear Media, and today we're going to take you along for our Great American Road Trip in the 6-month road test Hyundai Veloster. Now, this road trip encompassed over 5,000 miles over 3 weeks. This first leg that we're going to discuss right now was about 2,000 miles in 3 to 4 days, depending on how you look at it. And we went through many states. We visited Yellowstone National Park. We went from Portland, Oregon to our destination, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, as you can see here, we left during rush hour, about 5 p.m. on a Thursday, and we ran into traffic. The Veloster is not a bad car to sit in traffic in. We were able to average over 30 miles per gallon, the seats are very comfortable, and forward visibility is quite good. Unfortunately, the large seat pillar in the rear, the stylish spoiler, and curved rear glass hinders rear visibility. But, while that makes merging somewhat difficult, we were able to do it just fine with no accidents. Now, you also note, leaving Portland, Oregon is quite pretty. It's actually gorgeous. You'll look on the right side of the screen and you'll notice some white, what looks to be clouds, but those aren't clouds, those are actually mountains. Mount Hood to be exact. A very pretty view to be leaving on our road trip. Now, our major tour stop on the way out to Minnesota was Yellowstone National Park, and we got there just as the sun was rising at about 7 in the morning. It was gorgeous. There are a lot of buffalo on the road, so be cautious when driving. And when I say lots of buffalo, I mean a lot. Now, don't let your dog bark at the buffalo. They don't appreciate that. I can tell you that. Also, I want to introduce you to our little 9-pound Maltipoo. He was along for the ride. He'll come back later. We stopped in Norris, some gorgeous geysers, very pretty, especially with the sun rising. And we stopped and saw Old Faithful below. Very cool. We even had time to stop and do a quick photo shoot of the 6-month road test Veloster next to Yellowstone Lake. Speaking of Yellowstone Lake, we got to drive around its shoreline. Truly gorgeous. In fact, some of the quick facts about the lake: it's the second largest freshwater lake in the world, above 7,000 feet, features 110 miles of shoreline, and has 20-mile stretches of open water, and it encompasses 136 square miles. Did we mention it's gorgeous? We highly recommend driving around it. There are a lot less animals around the lake portion of the park, so you don't have to worry as much about those being on the road, but you will encounter them later, so just be cautious and don't speed too much. You could end up in trouble. Now, as you'll see, there are a lot of trees, but some of them have been burned down, some of them naturally, of course, and some were actually set to preserve the entire forest, and they were kind of culturing. It's very pretty in the Yellowstone National Park. There are a lot of tourists, a lot of campers, so beware. Also, watch where you're driving, pay attention at all times. The east side of Yellowstone National Park, we came in on the west side, features a lot of hills, so we're going up the hills based on the way we're going since we're going east. This made the Veloster work a lot harder, and you're really using all 4 cylinders. In fact, you could use the turbo engine at this point, especially when you're trying to pass. But it did keep up. It did have over 30 mile per gallon average for fuel economy, even while going uphill. It just created a lot more noise than one would like. This is where we talk about the lack of sound deadening, which makes the car really noisy when you're really revving the engine. Now, after leaving Yellowstone National Park, we made a quick stop at Wall Drug in South Dakota. Every time we stopped anywhere, everybody had to know about the little orange car. What kind of engine? Who makes it? How fast does it go? And everyone had to comment about the styling. Mostly positive. Now, at this point, we've been in the car nearly 30 hours, and we started discussing how the Veloster was handling the road trip. Both of us agreed. We were quite impressed. Very comfortable seats, supportive, visibility was good out the front, as we've mentioned, and we were able to fit in a lot of cargo. In fact, the cargo didn't even go high enough in the back that it affected our visibility. We think we could have fit in twice as much cargo, and we overpacked. But our largest gripe about the Veloster when it came to the road trip? Road noise. There was a ton of it, and it's clearly due to a lack of sound deadening. If you lift up the rear cargo mat, you pretty much just see bare metal. There's the floor pan. There's no insulation, nothing keeping the sound or vibrations out. And when you're spinning your tires on the road, keeping you at highway speeds, this creates a lot of noise in the cabin. Now, after you've been on the road for 30 hours, you start getting bored. And what do? Abuse your dog. You make him dance. It's entertaining, if nothing else. Don't worry, he wasn't hurt, and he doesn't hate us. It was all fun. Now, there's 2 kinds of seasons in Minnesota: winter and road construction. Guess which season we entered? There's no snow. It's road construction. But we were very happy to be getting to our destination. After 2,000 miles and a couple days of driving, it's a long drive. It is a small car, but overall it was a good ride. We were impressed with the Veloster. It handled the road trip much better than anyone expected, averaged over 30 miles per gallon, and overall was comfortable. and very spacious. Overall, the Veloster was a good road trip car, and it proves that this compact, stylish hatchback is good for more than just running errands around town. Again, I'm Joel Fetter with High Gear Media, and this has been a look at our Great American Road Trip in the 6-month road test Hyundai Veloster. For all the latest automotive news and reviews, be sure you check us out at twitter.com/carconnection and facebook.com/thecarconnection.